Who wants to ride a sled with stock graphics? Not us. Use SledSend 4 for 20% off a discount on Arctic FX graphics. They'll bring your vision to life with hundreds of designs and endless customization options. Your sled will stand out whether you're on the trail or in the backcountry. So hit the link in the description and customize your wrap and use SledSend 4 for 20% off at checkout.
Off this episode. SledSend listeners, welcome back to a super special episode of the SledSend podcast. As always, check out some of the links in the description. Ton of discount codes in there for you guys. Yeah, we are currently at the first ever Backwoods Giveaway Ride presented by SledSend, SledUSA, Coeur Freshies, and Luke Youngberg. And this episode, we've got one of our athletes. We've got Kobe on here. And then we have two super special guests, the boys from Backwoods, Ryan and Chet. What's up, guys?
Sore.
Howdy, fellas.
Yeah, a little tired after today's ride.
Very sore.
I hear you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you guys want to give some details on what all this weekend is about and how this all came to be?
How badass it is.
Right. This you guys did a killer job putting this all together. I mean, if truth be told, call it what it is, but you guys put in a lot of work, you know, the team, the squad that you guys got. And that's the kind of energy that, you know, really grabbed our attention and you know, it always will too. The ones that put in the effort for this industry, you know, those are the guys that are catching our attention. So to be able to jump on board with this whole thing, like, just completely stoked. And by the time you guys presented it to us, I mean, it was done deal.
Yeah, you had a good plan.
Yeah. So my mindset around it was, so we did a giveaway ride last year, right, with Justin Ponzer and Coeur Freshies, and it was a hit last year. And I was like, okay.
I remember I had FOMO.
I honestly thought
you
I was like,
me
for first year, like
what the heck? Why aren't we there?
Yeah,
we thought like, dude, for just like a couple people setting this up, you know, SledSend setting this up, we were like, we'll just shoot it and see what the hell happens. And I thought honestly we knocked it out of the park. I thought that one was a cool one. I mean, this one's ramping up to be way better, obviously, but
yeah. So the my mindset, like on the back end from like a branding perspective, was like, okay, if SledSend is putting in X amount of effort, SledUSA is putting in X amount, and Coeur Freshies is putting in X amount, how are we going to brand that? 3 different brands. How do we collectively? Let's think about that for a second. Well, all 3 of those brands are heavily gang affiliated with Backwoods.
Gang.
Right?
yeah, like
We are not a gang
affiliated.
We're not a gang, we're a club.
And so
I like the term gang.
at the end of last season, we had some phone calls and we kind of had some conversations around events and concepts. And so I sat on that over the summer and was like, Backwoods Giveaway Ride presented by us.
Yeah, I said, you want our help? I said, you put in the work. Show, you know, present us something that we can't say no to, you know, and you guys have pulled through, you know, on multiple instances. It's not just this, but that's what's so cool to see. Like, the more people that we get to relate with, like, there's a lot that goes into stuff like this that people just don't realize, you know, and like, it's the stuff that it would be so easy to be like, you know what, I'm not going to do this. Like, this is a pain in the ass.
Right.
And that's exactly right, dude. Consistency is so key, and people start to see it when, like, the people around you start to see it, and all of a sudden they like start nitpicking, like, why are you doing all that? How come you're so like dedicated to that and you're not doing other things? And it's like, well, you don't understand what the end goal is for people like us. You know what I mean?
That's when you get cut right there. You start asking questions like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no, it was, you know, I got to cut you off there, but it was cool the way the whole thing worked. You know, I threw something back at you. You want our support? Well, you know, let's see it. Let's see how bad you want it. And you guys, you know, hats off. I'm stoked with how this has gone and where it's going to go, you know.
Yeah. Well,
definitely props to T. Smith, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is going to be a repeat annual thing. Is my plan.
Yeah, and it can only get better.
Yep.
I mean,
and
evolution.
And shout out to Justin Ponzer when we started talking. So last year we did it in northern Idaho, and then Jeff, he was like, "Dude, let's do it in McCall because I've never been there." And so then I made a phone call to Ponzer, And he was like, well, I've stayed at this lodge a couple years ago, which is the Brutzman Lodge, which
What a beaut.
which is where we're at here
Incredible.
This place is
here in
ballin'.
Donnelly.
Like magnificent.
Just
really
Love it.
Yeah. I
South.
don't want to leave.
just south of McCall, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's 20.
Yeah, barely. It's not
And
too far.
and then Luke Youngberg came into the circle, and then the next problem to solve for was the biggest hit last year was the chef and the food.
Oh,
And so Luke and I had some conversations back and forth, and he was like, hey, I know this guy by the name of
Yeah.
Scott.
Props to Scott.
One hell of a chef.
Wow.
Yep. And what's really
Food's been
cool,
killer.
what are you doing at Heydays next year?
Yeah, we need him.
You want to go?
and
Ryan's like, seriously.
what's really cool about Scott, not only is he covering all of our dinners and our breakfasts, but he's out there on the snow with us too,
Absolutely.
He rips,
Yeah.
dude.
which
Yeah,
is
he
dope.
reps. He
Yeah,
gets
what's he
around
on?
He's on a race sled.
He rode
Yeah.
hard,
Like a mod
man.
race sled all day.
That's where the race fuel is coming out of. And he's not
no,
easy
he,
on the
uh,
throttle
he
either.
hasn't
Why
rode
can't I
one.
ride this? Look at him.
He hasn't
Hey,
rode in 2
I went up and
years.
found him in the thick of it on one of it. We were in the deep stuff, so he was up there with us.
Yeah.
He can get down
No, he was having a good
on the
time.
grill and on the mountain. Dude gets
He's
down.
having a good time watching us.
Which that makes for a long day.
Honestly, that's what I told him. Like, people don't realize, like, he's not cooking for 4 people, 5 people. He's cooking for 20.
22.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah,
Warriors.
Exactly.
Athletes.
Absolute
How
studs.
many calories I'm burning?
There
Pimps.
is not a bit of brisket left.
No, there's
It's all
not
gone?
a touch.
It's gone, man.
Really?
Like, even the scrappings, like, there's a
It's
couple
gone.
slivers.
I think he smoked it for, he said almost 24 hours.
I thought it was a day and
it's
a half or
incredible.
something, wasn't it?
Nah, he said
He
almost
started
24
it the night
hours.
before. I don't know.
I'm just trying to remember to dry my
an
gloves
art.
before tomorrow.
Dry your what?
Dry my gloves before
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Meanwhile,
Oh, I
he's
got
gotta-
gloves in the trailer still. Yeah.
so,
Thank
do,
you.
so do I.
So hats off, because and this was like an added aspect to the fact that like you don't realize how cool like some of these instances that you guys have entered into this whole thing like are until you're here and you experience it, because it's like, oh no, we can cook breakfast, we can do that, but it's like, no, we're here to hang out, like to be friends,
Yeah.
to catch up. If you think that at Heydays is a good time to hang out
Yeah,
talk,
not the
especially
place.
in Maine,
not.
like
It's
it's not a
tough.
good
Much.
time.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. So when you break off and you do these these smaller events with the same ideas, and then in such an amazing environment, killer lodge, we got some awesome food getting cooked up, we got great conversations. It couldn't be more natural and
Yeah.
relaxed and like intentional too.
Yeah, right.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Well, you and I had a phone conversation several months
October,
ago
yeah.
about the concept of like, okay, you think about it, 22 people, that's a lot on the snow, right?
Yeah.
But in this environment, the bonding, the relationship building that's a small group essentially,
Yeah,
right? 22
I
guys.
think
like,
that's the best part of
so
it.
the one-on-one, I mean, speaking for me selfishly, the only time I've been around you guys is Heydays.
Yeah,
And Heydays
and
is
that's it.
nuts, right? And we've been able to
Short
get on the snow.
conversations.
kick
Kyle,
it,
I'll be
like-
right back. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, short
Just
conversation.
1
2
minute.
days
7
later,
weeks later.
Dude. So selfishly for me, it's been really cool to have you guys here. I appreciate you guys flying out and
Yeah,
while
no.
driving from Maine and stuff.
Yeah,
to-
dude, on the
to
way
get
up here, homeboy's like a little kid. He's like, I'm just so excited for this weekend, dude. I just can't believe all this. Because I'm sure as you guys, we'll get into some stories, but, starting from something that you thought was not going to be anything, then all of a sudden now we're like able to put on an event with like industry leaders. It's just like, it's pretty surreal. It's a cool
Yeah.
event. It's
No.
pretty cool.
I mean, even here having you just call us that is pretty surreal.
Yeah, no doubt.
We're still kind of
I've heard so much this year of people talking about how much Backwoods has taken storm of the sledding industry.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like you guys,
Wildfire.
You guys have really hit it, but it seems like this last year, you guys have rocketed.
well, it's
Like
it's
my old man
multi-level,
is
but-
running
yeah.
Backwoods now. Like the old guys are running them.
Yeah.
Like it's not just the young guys. Like everybody's running
We're
Backwoods.
everywhere, yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah. This next push is going to be a good one, and we've been slow rolling on it. Kind of like events like this, and I think this is what's really going to make the biggest impact on the industry. And no pun intended with impacts. But our products, prepare for that.
Yep.
It's kind of our specialty. Yeah.
That was good.
But,
that was good. You've been
was
running
really
that.
good.
You've been practicing that.
That was clean.
That's fresh. But it's cool to see what we can do with that. We can just continue to stay down that lane and do this and do that. But what me and Ryan are realizing is, we got to do what's best for the company. And sometimes that's at the shop, shipping products, packaging stuff, doing this. Sometimes it's designing new things. And other times it's getting out here on the snow with people. And it's creating events that build, this team bond and, building foundations that give up and coming guys, you know, opportunities to not just have other people see what they've done for themselves, but sometimes for them to see what they've done for themselves.
Correct.
Absolutely.
You know, not everybody
100%.
needs that pat on the back and that freaking, you're an animal, you know.
Well, yeah, it's a system of give back. It's like everybody's a supporter in one way or another to the sledding community.
But that confirmation, I mean, you get up on that stage at Heydays, man. I mean, what were there?
3,000 people.
I was going to say 20. It was the biggest.
You were speaking for 20,000. Your voice was gone.
Yeah. But to get up there and to see that, you know, like Ty, I mean, I love that dude.
Ty D.
Absolutely love him. But to get up on that stage and look, I mean, that was a sea of people. And like the OEMs are right
incredible.
there too, and they're not paying attention to whatever they're doing. They're looking over here at us, you know, and it's really cool to see that we can present, you know, that we can provide that platform. You know, we got the biggest television at Heydays, I think. I'd fact check me on that one. We got a big TV, and it's just cool that like that's what we're choosing to.
I love the word
to
provide too, because
Right.
it's like you guys are the ones that are giving everybody the option.
Platform.
All the Ski-Doo riders are there. The Arctic Cat riders are there. The Polaris riders are there. It's not like you said. It's not like a one Ski-Doo ohm show.
Right.
It's like everybody can
It's
come
for all
and
the
gang
guys that
up
put
there.
in the work.
Right, that's
They,
true.
They made it to the main stage. You know?
Yeah.
Well, you guys have one hell of a booth at Heydays too. If nobody's ever
thank
seen
you.
that, these
Yeah.
guys put on one heck of a
Jesus.
show.
Yeah,
It is
it's
the
like
booth at
it's like
Heydays.
a week. It's like a week-long production to put it up and like a.
Well, I
2
thank
day
you
to
guys
tear it
because it's
down.
well worth it. I love just
Yeah.
going and hanging out there.
Yeah. No, that was kind of the idea behind it, is just create a booth that like people want to be in.
Yeah.
And want to hang out in, and not like
You don't even have to buy anything. Just come
Yeah,
hang
say,
out.
yeah, you guys
hang
don't
out.
push
We got
nothing. It's
tunes
just a
going,
sick
whatever.
place.
Hang out, check sleds out. Brought a bunch of rider sleds in this year, which was really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, which is another platform to be able to spotlight
To
series.
give back.
You know, that was pretty cool. Some of the layout, the sleds that we had.
Yeah.
there. And I got to start dropping. I got to get Ari tuned in with the Instagram, but
Yeah, no
the
doubt.
spotlight series to be able to share that and showcase like everyone that was there within the spotlight series. Like they all have their own story about how they teamed up with Backwoods and like how we first met. And like it's pretty funny when you dig into that stuff, because like a lot of people think, oh my God, look at Backwoods, this and that. Like look at it. But like when you break it down, like don't forget I was in a horse stall, you know, however many years ago. You know? Like,
Yeah, no heat.
I think a lot of people, when given the chance, realize that there's a lot more, you know, connecting us and relating between us because we are snowmobilers just in general, you know.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we're brought together by snowmobiles, but at the end of the day, we're all the same. We all dug through the trenches to get where we are and busted our ass to do it and get there and keep busting and going.
Yeah.
You guys are bumping
That's
around
the
the
coolest
edges, but
part.
what about like a little Backwoods history maybe?
Yeah, so that was my next question, was like, how did this concept of Backwoods BMP get birthed? Like, take us, huh?
Like
A little
real
bit
close?
closer. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I want you to be loud. Hey,
Like
tilt
this
it like
close?
Yeah.
So I go straight up and down. That way I can fucking like.
Put it in your belly button?
Yeah, I got my no. I have a roll down
Why'd
here.
you have to do that?
I have a roll down here that holds it really well.
Yeah, me too.
You should put this in it.
Is this good? So,
I'm gonna make a
everything
billet
we did is
mic
no
mount
good?
for my-
No,
Before?
No, it's good.
It's still good.
It's
Well,
just
now
not
it's gonna
as
be
good.
really loud. He's gonna turn down the audio
Yeah, it is
because
really fucking loud.
okay. All right.
Yeah, so take us way back. Like, how did this become a thing for you guys?
Well, it's funny because like it is so like multi-tiered. Like it Backwoods happened and then wasn't gonna happen, and like, you know, I've talked about it before.
What year was this? When was it?
2014, 2013.
Well, I mean, when you first started building, I mean, essentially, Chet went out and rode, broke his bumper. His old man said, well, you know,
You better fix this shit.
figure it out, fix it, you know, like. And so he just built his own originally. That's how it really, I mean, that was like 2007, 8.
I
9.
I really appreciated the whole idea of like presenting information and building a backstory and like getting people to be able to understand, relate, yada, yada, yada. So like when Backwoods first started, you know, I had the free Wix website, I had the Instagram, you know, and since then I've deleted all those photos. I wish that they were still up, but maybe we'll release them again later on. But, you know, and so by the time I rolled this thing out, I was running a landscaping job, you know, and I remember I was out on one of the islands off of Maine and running a front end loader, and I said, screw it, I'm going to drop the website. And I remember within the first hour, I had hyped it up, you know, enough. Like the people knew that this was coming.
Sure.
And we dropped it, and I got 5 orders, and it was Uncle Pete, Auntie Paul. No, it wasn't.
It was
my mom didn't even buy one. Yeah. It was someone from Washington. It was someone from Utah. It was someone from Pennsylvania, maybe one Mainer. And then there was someone from Canada. And it was just like, what? Like, that wasn't just 5 sales. Like, that was 5, like U.S. wide sales and one from, you know, Canada. And unfortunately at that time, it wasn't for the steel bumpers that I made. It was for the aluminum ones that I offered. But it turned out I had never actually made one of those yet. So I think that was right around my first anxiety attack.
My first anxiety attack.
Man.
I thought there was a gas leak in
That
the,
was
in
number
the shop,
one,
and then I realized that it
how
was just anxiety.
Yeah.
But so it was a need. We needed it, and I couldn't afford the ones that we had. That
So
were
were you
available.
pretty handy with the welder?
I can figure it out just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, he was, you know, taught himself how to weld right from the rip.
I can make a pickup bumper, but
You
I mean,
know,
you got to be
like-
pretty tight and technical to make a little
Yeah, I mean,
snowmobile
TIG
bumper.
welding
Well, hang on. You
it's
didn't
an
see
art.
my first bumper spot.
Right.
Shout out to
if you-
those first 5 customers. You know
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Those guys are out there like, we've been here since the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's how we kind of kicked off. And then, you know, truth be told, as those finally got put into production, you know, that's when Ryan's, you know, me and Ryan have been friends for a very long time, you know, 20 plus years. And when Ryan kind of entered the Backwoods scene, it was because he saw the Facebook post going up of like, who the hell is Backwoods BMP? These guys, this is horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And I didn't have time to respond to, like, you know, there was nothing else I could do. And Ryan was there to be able to say, hey, look, you know, this is, the kid's doing his best, blah, 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 blah. So then I could focus on making the sales and whatnot. So
Yeah.
making the product, doing everything.
Damage control.
So that's how we got started.
At first.
Got
yeah.
rolling.
Yep.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with the name?
Where, you know, that's a good call.
Yeah.
It is the proving grounds. You know, where the hell are you going to need these
Yeah.
things?
Yeah.
Where are you using them? Turns out everywhere. Parking lots, trail sides. Garage, summer storage.
Yeah.
Summer story.
Yeah. But that's just, you know, Backwoods. And the BMP part is another story for another time.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's a funny one.
Yeah. If you come on tour, we'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tour
We'll go
the
on
shop.
tour.
We'll do that. Yeah.
We'll do a
In the
little tour.
future.
Yeah. So that, it's just evolved from there.
Persistence.
And
What did you
just-
see, Ryan? When were you like? Were you a snowmobiler before? Backwoods?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Both of us.
We rode
Die hard.
together.
Okay.
We've rode together.
So
a
he
long
started
time
the
before.
business, and you were like, you knew he was.
Yeah, I
starting
was
it the
just
whole
like,
time?
I've always loved sleds. Like, I've always been fascinated by them. Just like what you can do on them. Like, and he just, like, we've been friends for a long time. So we'd go up to his camp and we'd ride. And like, I remember like having a short track, and they were all like getting into like 137s back then. So this is like 2007, 8, 9. Like the backcountry scene was kind of becoming a thing. And like his parents were like full blown trail riders, went straight to like I do remember like his father saying like, we don't ride trails anymore. We're backwoods riders.
Backwoods,
You know?
right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's Big Joe. Big Joe and Big D.
yeah. And so like we rode logging roads and like just on a short track, just ripping.
Yeah.
And then it just like their
That's
sleds got
awesome.
bigger and like
Front bumpers turned into rear bumpers.
yeah, and like
and-
we were breaking stuff, and then slowly like we all got into like we all bought mountain sleds, and that's all we did. And
Ryan started breaking more stuff,
yeah,
which
I mean, really, like honestly, most of our products are built around things.
By the way, you guys rode
We
today.
broke.
I couldn't tell that you guys break stuff at all.
cutscene to the.
Cutscene to Chet, friggin' whiskey throttle hanging off the bottom.
That was fully intentional.
Yeah, no, I thought
No whiskey
so,
involved.
Right. Yeah,
It's a good thing.
Fully intentional.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no, we've designed a lot of products off of things we broke, and that's what's really grown. And then like seeing a need within the industry for what like other people what the industry was lacking at the time.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
Designing things different, using different materials.
I think that's one of the biggest successes for a business is identifying a problem and providing a solution.
Yeah.
And that's
100%.
That's what you guys do.
all right, we provide, or we identify the problems a little less nowadays, and that's we get to rely on our riders. We get to rely on instances like this, but we are the ones that are coming together as a team, reaching out to our resources and creating that solution, and that is by far the most exciting part. Yeah. Knowing that not only is this going to solve a problem that maybe our particular rider. We told so many instances like we're going to get you back on the snow, brother, because you're a photographer and you need to be on the snow. You got to shoot, or you've got a competition coming up, or we're talking people's livelihoods, but we're also talking guys' weekends.
Weeks work all summer.
I got that simple kid that's 18 that just spent $20,000 on a snowmobile.
Right? That's
his year's savings
because somebody wanted to save a quarter of a pound on the running board.
Exactly.
And now you can't even stand on it.
Now it's gone.
And then they can put a product though like your guys is on and like be trustworthy going to the back
and do it again
and
again
do what you want to do.
That's like Tate. He never ran like bumpers on anything, and I'm like, you tear so much shit up. I'm like, please just strap some bumpers on it.
Man.
Today we're sitting in the trailer. He's like, I really like these. I fucking like these bumpers a lot. I like them.
No, he's like,
a good boy. I'm pretty safe on it. I can tug on these things and don't even care about it.
And
stuff happens.
And when stuff happens, you're protected. You
need it.
We've saved hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of snowmobiles.
I'd say thousands.
We're probably approaching. Like I get emails every single day of people. Sleds just wadded.
I mean, these things are,
and they're like, I need a bumper and a nose cone. I can't even believe it. Like
Ryan always prints these things out. Like we're slow clapping some of these guys. It's
I send them to the guys in the chat, or I'll print them out right by the time clock, and everybody could check it out. Like after the weekend, it's pretty heavy.
Sure.
And some of them are like the guys are like, I think the dude rode that out.
Yeah.
And that's the coolest part for me is like
totally.
I got to ride on Saturday. I got to ride on Sunday. My weekend was not cut short. We had to do some of this and some of that, but we were still riding.
Everything was all right.
Tons and tons of
you
money.
Try and find a Turbo Lynx can on a Friday.
You ain't
riding that.
Or a throttle cable.
Or
a throttle cable.
Need one of them.
Just go buy a new one.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here at Heydays, and I'm standing here with Dayton from Albany Lodge, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what they have to offer.
Hey guys, so we're a certified Polaris Adventures outfitter located in Albany, Wyoming. We have 13 cabins and 9 hotel rooms. We offer a fleet of sleds in the winter for rent as well as in the summer of side-by-sides. If you guys are looking to do something a little bit different, we offer guiding, fishing guides, all of the above. At the end of the day, get dirty, get tired, stop in the bar and grab a drink, get bites to eat, have a good time.
Heck yeah, and be sure to use SledSend 4 for 15% off the lodging and their entire rental fleet, whether you're here for the winter to ride sleds or in the summer for side-by-side.
So a little bit of a backstory to my introduction to you guys. So Heydays of 22.
Yep.
Jeff and I, it was just him and I at Heydays that year, and we had just finished up the first day of a bunch of podcast episodes, and we were making a vlog video. And so the public was like already gone, and it was just Jeff and I walking and filming, and we walked past your booth, and one of you yelled, "Hey, you with the camera."
Yeah, it was probably Chet.
"Come in here."
Me yelling.
Yeah, weird.
Was he yelling or squeaking?
Nah, probably squeaking.
And so we walked in there and shook your guys' hands, met you, and then Jeff and I ended up walking out with.
I remember that.
With
I do remember.
We decked you right up. What do you ride? What do you ride?
Yep. And both Jeff and I were just like starstruck. I've never been treated like that. Like we both walked away with 2 bumpers from you guys. And then our relationship is kind of the the rest is history from there. But so at that point, like I had kind of known about you guys, right? But it wasn't until then where I like really became aware of Backwoods.
Yeah.
And these last couple years, I mean, you guys have just like taken over by a storm. I know we touched on that at the beginning, but what I wanted to ask was, besides your guys' products speaking for themselves, what do you guys think has been one or two or three of the biggest things that has led to your guys' massive, takeover of the industry, or your guys' success over the last like 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
Because to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, but to me, the last like 3 years, you guys have just like,
100%.
And so, other than your products speaking for themselves, what can you guys attribute that success to?
Just to name a couple that Ryan could want to say, take one of these, but customer service, innovation, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to make the best possible product to solve the serious problems within, specific equipment.
That's really it.
I mean, customer service.
Yeah, I mean, that's a battle, but I mean, it's so important. Like, and it's hard. I know everybody in the industry struggles with it, but you got to do it. Like, you got to be there for these people. You got to support the product. Like, that's the biggest thing I think to our success is like just building a product different and better, and then standing behind it. Like offering a 50% off replacement if you go and smash it up.
Right, we started that.
That's huge. We are the innovator of that. We were the first people.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Nobody else did it. And at first, when Chet said we were going to do it, I'm like, no way, man, no way. Like we were so small, but it's like if we didn't do it, like that was a huge help. I mean, that really did. But
that's basically like having warranty on a sled. Like people want to buy sleds with warranty. It's like, they're going to buy the sled with warranty over the sled without it.
Right.
100%.
So you call us, you got a problem, like we're going to talk through it. We're going to, honestly, a lot of Ryan's time is spent directly communicating with customers. And I know some people are going to be like, yeah, bullshit. But we get a lot
I'll get
calls.
Back to you.
We get a lot of emails and we know what you guys are going through. And believe me, we know firsthand that there is a delay, and we do our very best. And some people are like, yeah, right, I got my stuff, And it's like, that is what we are shooting for. But don't forget, we started in a horse stall not too long ago. We are rolling with the punches, and we have the resources, we have the tools that we need. Just we're still working this stuff out, and I think that we're really tuning it in. So customer service is really important. If somebody has a problem, we will do whatever it takes to make sure that no matter what the instance is, we want them to leave thinking that at least these guys tried.
I want them to feel taken care of. I want them to come back. I want them on the team, right? They're not just a customer.
I always say you can't always control what happens, but you can control what happens after that.
100%.
How you react.
Exactly. And how you handle it and how it goes through. And honestly, that's how we've locked in some of our best customers. Is it started off on the wrong foot, but then they're like, man, I can't believe you. Thank you. That, the way that you handled this and made this right. And again, I know that there's people out there that don't feel that way, but I still implore you to reach out and let us try again, to make things right. Because we'll do whatever it takes. That's how we build our team. So that's customer service, innovation.
That's a big one.
Is that a squirrel? What's so cool?
No, it's a wolf.
One of my, oh geez. So I was making a reference to jumping around on ideas and doing this and doing that.
We were just talking about this earlier at dinner.
One of my biggest focuses as this business was being built is, why'd you just buy that machine? It's like, well, I think we could use it for this right now, but just think about what we could use it for later. And being able to constantly surround ourselves with equipment that is used for maybe one small thing right now, but lo and behold, because of this, that, blah, 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 partnering together, now we can create, this, because we have all the tools.
It was the missing piece to the puzzle.
Right, and we got the puzzle. And it's not that weird one in the pantry. I guess it could be.
I didn't see the puzzle. I don't know what he's talking about.
I think it was a 300 piece.
It's an inside joke.
Yeah, it's like a squirrel making coffee. Anyways, cutscene to that photo.
Making coffee.
So it's just really cool right now. We have the ability to do some incredible things. I mean, we have got state-of-the-art CNC machines. The last one we bought was making parts for NASA. And I'm not kidding. And it's just cool to see. And you know what? You go back to persistence too. A lot of these things we're buying, and you know what? The user manual is not nearly enough to get that thing tuned in, but we stick with it. We stay with it. We're excited about it. We know what it can do with us, and we make it happen. So the ability to continue to reinvest in items that, you know what? We don't even know how to run, but I bet we can figure it out. We're not afraid to take those leaps, to take those chances, knowing that the end game of it is going to be beneficial for the company and, you know, nowadays for the industry, for our customers. So it's super motivating. And I think it's cool. Like, if I could tell you the stuff we're getting next, you know, like,
well, that was one of my next upcoming questions, was like the future of Backwoods, right? But I don't know.
Oh, that's an easy one. So that's innovation. And then the willingness to do whatever it takes to make the best possible product, right? There are processes that do what we do, right? If you want a rear bumper, you can make it many different ways, right?
Sure. Yeah.
To fully machine with a vertical CNC machine using end mills out of 1/4 inch 6061 aluminum. I mean, these bumpers, you know, some of them take an hour to do. Our flip over product, rear bumpers, we are flipping those things over. Like, we're cutting them once and we're flipping over, doing it again. I remember this one guy that come up, oh, the chamfered edges, and he was making fun of me. But it's like, dude, that's another like 12 minutes, you know, like.
And it's like the extra touch that goes so long. It's just so clean and nice, presentable and durable.
And like, just the willingness to, like, now that we've seen the light, like, had I started off using a laser or using a water jet, like, things would be different. But like, 100%. I remember buying that first CNC machine and like, I guess it would have been my third by this point in time, because the first one was quite the story. Yeah. But and just seeing that finish, the quality, the control that you can get out of these things, like, you can't turn back. Once you see it just, like, you can't turn back.
Sure.
So the willingness to say, you know what, this might take twice as long, sometimes even longer than what it would have taken. The way that we sandblast our bumpers before we powder coat, the way that we powder coat,
sandblast,
like, we could do this stuff a lot faster, but you're going to lose that quality, that control, everything that we're just so used to now. It's ingrained within. It's what you get when you buy something.
That's the only way, is to do it the best way.
Our Matrix subframes, those take 8 hours to make.
Yeah, one
8
set.
hours
8 hours
for one set, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 8 pieces of aluminum.
And like, could we make them simpler? Could we do that? Absolutely.
Sure.
But they look so good.
But why? Yeah, it's not the right way.
They look good.
Yeah, we do it the right way. Yeah.
So that's always been, you know, we're kind of stuck with that now. Yeah. And I think that those three things brought together, you know, take care of the people who take care of you, customer service, the level of innovation, you know, constantly, like, dude, we bought a machine that sat around for a year. And because I didn't know how to run it, and to be honest, there's only 7 of these machines in the world.
We didn't have anywhere to really run it either.
Yeah.
The new shop wasn't built yet.
But like, we got it, we caught it, and we figured it out. We tuned it in, and now it makes, like, it's broadened our horizons. You know, there's so many machines that, what are you going to do with that? We're going to do with that TV.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't know. we can play Sled next 13.
Had to have it.
Yeah. But
we'll show you what we're gonna do with it.
Figure something out.
But like, look what it ended up doing, and look what it. So like, just, I think it's the fear, the lack of, you know, like, that. Hey, you know what? We can do something with this. We'll make it happen.
Won't know unless you try.
Right. And then the willingness to do whatever it takes to make the best possible, to provide the best possible. You know, like, I go to Heydays. You see those little Christmas trees? You think we needed to buy those little Christmas trees? Some of them light
they're
up.
awesome.
You know,
He's like, I love them.
Yeah,
all those
it's like
printouts,
it's like our thing.
And shout out to Ma Dukes.
Well, it gives you
Backwoods,
you like a winter vibe when you hop into the tent. You know what I mean? It's
That's
like
what we're shooting for.
It's like it's not so,
and it's
middle
different,
of a
and it's
freaking
cool.
cornfield.
Yeah,
wherever
But people ask, like, why the heck we get so many Christmas trees for?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I was gonna say,
You
are they
don't understand.
snowmobilers or no?
Yeah,
They just-
absolutely.
oh, God.
What the hell is this? Why would you do that? It's like, okay, well, and I think they understand now why, because we're willing to do whatever it takes to create the best, you know. So
all experiences.
Heck yes.
So a little bit ago, you mentioned the word relationships. So how did the relationship with Turcotte come together?
Turkey.
It's a funny story.
I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
So I am fairly disconnected from the most part. I mean, I've gotten a lot better. You know, I get on the snow more, and I'm up to speed. But Ryan has always been the lead relationships manager, and I think it's probably been to our sometimes I don't know who people are. You know, like I said, I'm getting better.
Sure.
But maybe that's why the conversations are so good and natural. Because this, you know, when I first met Brett, a guy Jesse said, "Hey, look, I got to bring over, and I want you to show them your products, this and that." And here comes Brad or whoever, and we're shooting the shit instantly. Like, boom, we're two snowmobilers that are passionate, fired up about the industry. Right? We fucking hit it.
You're good. You're fine.
Yeah,
you're fine.
Fuck.
I love it.
We hit it off. You know, I didn't know who he was. I didn't, you know, like, cause dude, I get that still. Like when I get in front of people, when I get in front of crowds, like I still get the butterflies and whatnot.
Sure, yeah, of course.
And we just hit it off as two snowmobilers, like the most genuine form of each of us, you know. And we're back and forth and this and that, laughing, that. And I'm like, after Brad or whoever took off, I'm like, dude, that dude's cool. And Ryan's like, yeah, no shit, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm standing there 1 minute and I'm talking to a customer and I turn around, I'm like,
because you've been watching Sled Next and everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like he's playing right now in the basement.
Exactly.
Next 12, right? Like I'm like, holy shit, that's Brett Turcotte. You know, right? And then Chet, you know, he comes up and he's like, geez, man, that guy was really nice. He's pretty cool.
He's like, did you meet Brett?
I'm like, that's Brett Turcotte. And he's like, who? I'm like, you got to shit me.
Like, Brett, listen, I knew who you were. It didn't
X
take
Games
long,
gold medalist, this, that, and the other. And Chet finally came to with it all. But
you know what he was at that moment? He was my friend.
Yeah, he was
my new friend.
Honestly, that's like
and
why
we were
it was so
this
natural.
passionate. We were fucking. It was right there.
Yeah,
and that's my favorite
which
part.
Which is great.
That's cool. That you live at the moment like that. Though.
Yeah,
that's
right.
How you gotta
like,
do life.
Not starstruck.
And that's the reality of it too.
Because with a cool snowmobiler.
All these guys,
exactly. It's like he's got the history, but
they're really we're all the same.
You guys were just two badasses making a connection right there.
Right. 100%.
Yeah, that's cool.
How's he helped you guys? Has he been quite a detrimental for development and?
Oh, he's got
detrimental.
He's got lots of ideas.
Is that the right word?
Yeah, would like has he made an impact or no?
So you want to talk?
Of course.
Oh, hang on. So a lot of the stuff that we do, it is hard. It is intimidating. It is scary. And I often tell people that, you know, we get comfortable and then we sign ourselves up for something that's scary again. And it's like the stronger our team gets and the more backing we have, the more people like Brett that we have that we can talk to and that we can call and that can be affirmed or be critiqued properly. And, you know that we're linked up with the same interests and the same, you know, long-term goals. Like that is what empowers us. Like, you know, I put off as like a very, you know, guy, like, but this stuff is scary, man. You know, we got 20 employees right now. You know, we got this show is not cheap to run.
It's a business.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big machine, man.
Exactly.
It's become a big machine.
And, you know, there's a lot of people that rely on us, too, outside of that, just our employees. You know, we got customers. We got an entire industry. When shit breaks, like, I would imagine that they're like, oh, geez, I hope someone's going to come up with this. I'm not inferring people talk like that, but...
that's what they say. It's exactly what people say.
Somebody needs to build
when
this.
There's a can problem or whatever problem, bumper problem, God, I hope somebody comes up with a solution.
Yeah.
So when we have someone like Brett and like when we have Brett, you know, what Brett is to me is he is the confidence that I need to be able, I mean, I can call the dude any point in time and say, hey, you know, look, what do you think? And, you know, he does the same thing to me too. And it's really cool to have that. And we've got that in many different instances, but Brett was one of the, you know, one of the first guys that, you know, we really took it to the next level. You know, Brett's helping us build products right now, some that you guys know of, some that you guys don't know of, in development. There's a lot of guys that are helping put in their 2 cents and stuff like that. So it's been incredibly empowering. And especially too, just taking it back to the basics of like, we've got the same goals, you know, we've got the same interests. No, Brett, I really appreciate you. I appreciate all the riders that work with us, that take the time to make the phone calls, to answer our emails, you know, customers included too. Everybody,
likewise.
We have the products that we have because of these connections, because of these relationships.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without any of them, you know?
We could, but it just wouldn't be as cool and it wouldn't be as good. So
dudes like that paved the industry for everybody else to want to do, you know, kind of like what we're doing now in the Backwoods. which is all the supporters for a bumper like you guys. You know what I mean? So it's
Call
all
Brett Turcotte.
it's all a step down effect, and I love it. I love it. I love giving props to the guys that were there before us. You know what I mean? They were the immediate ones. They initially footprinted backcountry riding.
Yeah, 100%.
FaceTime Brett Turcotte.
We're gonna get him on the horn.
Nah, he's pretty busy.
He'll answer.
So yeah, that's relationships. I mean, they're everything, especially in an industry this small.
Yeah.
Oh, Brett, what's up, dude?
What's up, brother?
What up?
What's up, dog?
So these are the type of relationships where I'm talking about, where we're shooting a little podcast here at the lodge, and I was just telling the guys about the confidence and the relationship that we share. The confidence that you're able to provide us, Backwoods, and the collaborations and whatnot, and it's just cool having you on the team, brother. You can call me, I can call you, and just like this, here we are.
I don't ever not answer a fucking Chet Jordan call.
That's what he just said.
So this is a perfect example, brother. Where you headed?
I'm just going to pick up some snowmobile gear for my son, and we're gonna go ride the mountains tomorrow.
Perfect. Hell yeah, a little product testing.
Hey Brett, you look real good in 2012, dude. Sled X12 was killer.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, you folded up the rail on that HCR.
Yeah, well, I've been hard on shit since day one, dude.
Yeah, confirmed.
You were inverted. You were inverted. Top Gun shit right there.
Yeah, that one was super inverted.
That was.
That was when I was young and dumb, dude.
Yeah.
What are you now?
I'm just old and bold.
Old and mold.
Oh shit.
That was a good one.
I had to go remind myself today that I was a bit of a badass. I hit the ramp 3 times and flipped it the 4th, and I was like, okay, Dad still got it.
Yeah. Amen, brother. No, Brett, I look forward to the future that our relationship will continue to build for not just ourselves, but the people who affiliate with us as well as the industry. It's definitely exciting. I never leave a phone call with you, not just being completely sidetracked and stoked at the same time.
I appreciate you guys too. You guys are crushing it. I mean, I didn't mean to spur that running board project on you, but we friggin' went for it.
They don't know about that. Well, they're not going to release this tonight, but absolutely, man. So appreciate it. I'm gonna let you go, but I just want to say thanks, brother.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, love you guys. Talk to you later.
See you, Brett.
Man.
That's pretty cool.
All right, who we
Just
calling
like
next?
Just like that.
Should we call Muskoka?
Muskoka.
Yeah, I would probably get him on the horn.
See how that 175 lightweight sled is incredible. Some of the videos I've seen that dude.
That's such a cheater
just
sled.
climbing rock faces, man.
Yeah, it's incredible. Matt's another one that's just like
I think that
so
guy
solid.
is like another pioneer for the industry for like YouTubers.
100%.
You know what I mean? Guys just literally running a YouTube,
Loving
a GoPro
snowmobiles,
all day long. Yeah.
sharing their experiences.
Like flashy
And
oil,
turning it into
belts
something
blowing,
huge.
towing sleds back. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Snowmobile.
he showed it all
Day to
raw.
day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Matt, what are you doing?
There he is.
Is that Jerry?
What up, Muskoka?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, we're with SledSend, just shooting a quick podcast. We just got off the phone with Brett,
Oh, yeah.
talking about our appreciation for our crew.
What are you working on, bud?
Yeah, putting some bumpers on here right now.
Oh,
Fancy that.
Interesting.
That's great. Is Jerry into another one, bud, or what?
Oh, we're breaking up.
Oh, geez.
There's Jer.
There's the boss
There he
man.
is, supervisor.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, keep an eye on these guys. Keep them in line. We'll be up there soon, so.
All right, we'll see you in a few weeks-ish.
Absolutely. All right, bud. Well, thanks for answering the call. It's good to see you as always.
All right, have a good one, dude.
See you, man.
Take care.
See you, bye. Who's next?
Dude, I loved how when you called him and you said, as soon as you said podcast, he was like, oh. I
Yeah.
could tell he was like, oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
That's easily one of the most humble people I know. And like,
Yeah,
like we were
is
just
so
saying, one of the
humble.
most badass riders. And again, the level of just passion. Like, you know, again,
To build a sled like
So
you just
much
built.
work.
Muskoka, who?
Like, built his own carbon parts. Like, come
Yeah,
on. Like,
pretty legit. Pretty legit.
But I mean, even when it all started for him, too.
Yeah,
And
way
that
back,
again,
yeah.
I think that's where this whole relationship thing kicks off, because like, you know, we have the conversations, and like we are genuinely friends, you know, these guys. And it's so cool. Like, if I dig much deeper, I'm going to end up being teary eyed or something, but it really is.
all right.
I could not be more you know, happy, proud to be working with the team that I have.
It's because you're so passionate about it, dude. I can tell.
Well,
Like,
that's
I
the
can hear
thing.
it about your stories. Like, you two have completely been like serious about every word you guys have said. I can see it in your eyes, you know, doing all the events you guys do. It's passionate. You buried your lives into it. Same thing like I told Tyler. Like, coming up here, he was giddy the whole time. You know, this is what he's buried his life into the last 6-7 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, it totally is. Get emotional about it, because people
all the hard
see it
work's
the way that
paying
we
off,
see it,
you know?
And you know, the only people that do is somebody that's like one like another.
Right.
No, 100%.
So relationships
So true.
are important. It's pretty cool, you know. I'm 2 for 2. Appreciate that, boys.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, they do, unless they're out riding, and in some instances they still answer when they're riding. But like, this is, I mean, dude, my list goes like we could really dive in. I mean, I almost want to just keep it going on the sidelines just so you could see. But like, it's cool, you know. But that's where we're at, and when we look around at the Knights table, you know, and look who's around, it's everybody. We're all tipping our hats to ourselves.
We got an army.
We've put in the same amount of work. There's a reason why we're talking, you know. So, and it's not easy getting to that point. It takes persistence. It takes dedication, devotion.
You got to scratch and grind.
Commitment. Yeah.
But it's one hell of a ride. So I welcome anybody that wants to, you know, jump on board. This is a good old time. I'll tell you what.
No doubt.
Go ahead. You go.
Hey, it's Robin Cook with Truck Boss Decks. Just wanted to show off our 8-foot Truck Boss. It's 100% aluminum, made in America. You never have to take it off in the summertime. A year-round use, dry and secure storage underneath.
Yeah, absolutely. And be sure to use SledSend 4 on the website for 5% off to upgrade your adventure with Truck Boss decks.
I'm gonna completely change topics.
Okay, well, yeah. So scratching and grinding. If you guys had like a little bit of advice, I'm not interested in making parts, but you know, some kids that are younger that are, you know, was young Chet, and he's out there, he's breaking shit, and he doesn't maybe, you know, have the money right now to afford a Backwoods bumper. Like, how can you give advice to some kid like that, you know, that's out there building something to where maybe he can be the next innovator for snowmobiles?
Building
you know?
something, right? And you know what? Take this advice and apply it to literally anything.
Yep.
If it's something that you're thinking of, if it's something that you need, if it's something that you see that someone else needs, like, that expands throughout, and it goes and it doubles and it triples, and so like, you're not the only person going through this thing. And if it excites you, if it changes your heart rate, if like it's something that you like to talk about, something you're passionate about, you might not have the money. You know, I remember I had to sell a bumper so I could buy the material to build the next one, you know? And if it's something you're passionate about, you've got to try. You've got to put a little bit of time every day into it, because you will not solve that problem that day, that week, that month, that year, but you will make progress on it.
You got to stick with it.
Right.
I mean, trying and failing and learning from that is better than having the regret of not trying in the first place.
Oh,
Exactly.
totally.
And so that's always my biggest advice, is that if you put enough thought into it, just try and just make progress on it. Because the biggest thing for us is you never know when that opportunity is going to present, right?
Yeah.
But that's why you
gotta be
always
ready to pounce.
You always prepare for it, because you might not get seen for a long time. And I'm telling you, like, there are dark days upon anyone that's trying to do something big. The only people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world or something like that.
It ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah,
Man.
but when
it's
that
not.
day that
There's storms,
when
too.
that opportunity finally comes knocking, and you're like, well, no, as a matter of fact, I've been working on this for the last 12 months, and you're the first person to finally realize that, like, this is a great idea. So if you build on that, you know, if you think it's just going to fall in your lap, it's not.
No.
Put in the work now and stay with it. And most people, like, it takes a lot of hard work, persistence. You have to keep pushing every single day. But I can tell you firsthand that one day it will pay pay off. So you just got to keep telling yourself, you know, as long as, and that's the thing, make sure it checks the boxes. You got a reason for it. You're passionate about it. You know, it's stuff that makes you lose sleep. That's the stuff we're talking about. We're like, you're laying in bed and you're like, oh boy, I gotta get to the shop. You know,
Dude, you're making me want to go like do something. I don't know. I fucking love that hype speech right there.
For sure.
I don't know.
We can go work on some sleds.
I want to go do something. I don't know. You guys want to go like wrestle a fucking grizzly bear or some shit?
I'm down.
Something. I don't know.
All right.
I loved it, Chet. That was good, dude.
Yeah,
that was awesome. For any listener listening to
That's-
that, I don't think you could have replied to my question better. As a young kid, if I could have ever listened to, like, podcasts weren't really a thing when I was younger. Maybe they were, but I didn't know I think it was more talk shows.
Yeah,
at the
nothing
time.
relevant to what you were interested in. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
if I was a young kid hearing something as inspiring as that, I think, like, that's going to,
I tell you what,
you don't know the effect that'll make on some.
I wish
certain
I
people.
could have been that kid, because I didn't
Exactly.
smarten up until I was 20. You know, when I got kicked out of Maine Maritime. You know?
But just think of like the huge thing you're doing for all those kids that you wish that the little Chet would have had that, but now
No, it's
Big
cool.
Chet gets to provide that to all those kids like you that didn't. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's a whole lot about like this next push that we're on to. And like, you know, I'm on scholarship committees like for high schoolers and stuff like that, where it's not snowmobile related, this and that. It's about just, you know, putting in the extra work and following through and giving back to your community and this and that. Like, these kids are crazy, but apply that to the snowmobile industry. Like, we are providing the instances to take the guys who have put in the work, and, you know, maybe they just need that little extra push. Like, cause that little extra push sometimes is really hard, you know, but like
Sometimes you just need an attaboy.
yeah,
what you need, yeah.
prove it to us that like you've been there, and like we don't need to be the ones to confirm it. Let the public do it. You know, that's what these events and stuff are kind of meant to do and whatnot, and just provide that foundation that, like, you know what, we can tip our hat to the ones that put in the work and the effort and help them along the way. So the foundational guys who are just getting started, yeah, I hope you listen to that. And, you know, I'm sure there's people rolling their eyes and stuff, but I'm glad that this company's finally at the point that, like, don't forget we started in a horse stall. Like, and it was a long time ago.
That's what's cool about the podcast. I was like, you're saying, you just said people don't just, you know, whatever. Well, you guys obviously are proving you're not just standing up on the stage. You're not just being one of the, like, snobby industry leaders.
We're in the
You're
trenches.
one of the industry leaders.
bud,
And you're sitting here, like, talking about it. You know what I mean? That's what people are going to listen to this.
Yeah.
And now this is just going to, like, you're going to hit a demographic that you didn't, like, maybe ever even have before, or maybe you kind of had. And now they're going to look at you in a completely different way and understand the true you guys.
And I think
Yeah,
that's
we do it all.
an important aspect of it, you know, like there's a reason why we do what we do, how we do it. And I do think it's a good positive thing for people to know who we are, who makes up Backwoods, you know? Because it adds a little bit
the
more
podcast, dude.
It adds a little bit more to it, you know, and we couldn't do it without platforms like this, you know,
Yeah.
and that's, you know, that's what we're super
You guys are
appreciative
putting in the
about.
work for us to tell everybody, you know. It's awesome.
Yeah.
The
So
fella back there too, Jeffro, he's putting in a lot of work.
Jeff's
Oh, it
killing
takes an
it.
army.
Yeah.
Takes
So
an
It
army.
really does.
So a couple things before we switch topics. I mean, this podcast has been incredible so far. Do either of you need anything to drink? You guys,
Well, I mean, I
Chet,
think
you
I'm
need a
all right.
refill?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean,
I mean, if Jose's pretty good at making margaritas,
I'll take
Yeah,
water. I love
Jose,
a
can we
water.
get some margs?
Let's get some
Jose, that would be sick.
two
Thank you.
margaritas. Cody, happy
you.
dad.
This is a perfect example that it takes
give
an
me a happy
army.
dad?
You know, without the proper support of
Yeah,
I'll take a water if you can locate one.
water.
Hey, I'm on the left because Chet's always right.
I don't need to hear that.
Yeah, come on. Don't tell him
Brian
that.
can confirm that is not the truth.
He is not. Always right.
I like
So
it.
no, this has been really good, but let's switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So today was both of your boys' first day in McCall, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, first day on the snow all year as well.
Yeah, first ride for both
First
of you.
ride.
shitting me?
But you asked my legs.
I
It was
put
your first one?
yeah, I put 40 miles on my 25 9R just to break it
Fucking
in.
killer, dude.
And this is my first day in the woods, both of us. Yeah. Chet hasn't rode a snowmobile since last year.
Heck yeah. So
Dude, Air
wait,
5.
Since
Air 5.
Revelstoke.
March, yeah.
I'm glad to do it now because last year I did it. Yeah, it's good to do it
Dude,
now.
props to you guys for sitting in that hard on day one.
Yeah.
I'm like more of like a easy, let's just make sure like I'm not going to break first on day one. Dude, you weren't.
Oh,
you
that is
weren't
not the
scared.
mentality
No.
you were leading with today, bud.
No,
Well, this
no,
wasn't
I
day
mean,
one. This is like day 6. But
Right, yeah.
Well, yeah, well, you better see me at day 6.
Yeah, you look out.
I'd love to. Honestly, I'd love to.
Yeah,
Riding with you boys was pretty dang interesting and fun.
yeah, we like to have a good time.
That group and that bowl today, I've rode with quite a few big groups before and smaller groups, and I'm not a huge fan of big groups, but I will say I had some of the most fun today with that big group. Like that was
that big group energy. Like that's what I love. Like, okay, 100%. I was gonna stop, but
and then like one guy goes, and then one guy goes, and then Chet goes, and I'm like, God damn it! I just wanted to sit down here and have a drink, And I'm like, here we go.
Out of nowhere at 100. Yeah.
I should have given up.
Aired out bow ties. I'm like,
shout
damn.
out to Jaden fucking Ballard. Jaden with Coeur Freshies, Jaden Ballard. Boy's getting sendy.
He's getting really good.
Homeboy's fine with it, dude. He's fine with it. I love riding with Jaden.
He's got a
too.
style.
Thank you, brother. But that's what this is all about. Like, back to the basics. Like, you know what? Let's just go out and ride.
He's a really good rider, but he's also a really good dude.
Oh, 100%.
That's what it's like. When I'm up there underneath that rock, upside down, need help, tools, nobody can get there. You know what I mean? You're already helping Chet.
Yeah.
Like nobody can get
busy.
there. He's got a sled that's
tools, but you got to go get
There's
them.
a kitty in the tree.
Boom, there
Yeah,
he is.
kitty in the tree.
There's Jaden Ballard up there helping me out.
Yeah.
We were the first two to turn back, go help homeboy this morning, with the links. Like it was
tough break.
He looked at me, I looked at him. It's like, we got to go back and help him now.
Right.
Yeah.
Back to the basics.
And that's how Jaden always kind of has been. I love riding with that dude.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, he's
great.
so solid.
And, you look at his sled and with our riders, like if you have our logo, like instant stamp of approval, good dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a shit how good of a rider you are. If you're a bad person, if you're a dink, if you're not going to give me a ski,
you're right.
If you're not going to help out your fellow snowmobile, like you want to get cut from the team real quick. If we haven't already identified that, like let me hear a story about you being a dink or a prick. Like
that's literally my buddy Tate today on the drive home. He's like, dude, I've never met a group of people so fucking cool. He goes, you know, like you guys have been hanging out with these guys for a while, right? And it's like, well, we met at Heydays, but we never truly got to hang out. He's like, I've never met more guys willing to go give everybody a ski pole and just go completely get fuckered and then go get another ski pole and not care about it, And I do. I love it. I love it. That was so sick. Yeah. Every minute of it.
Yeah. Today was a good time.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely.
Friggin' hell of a crew.
Jeff, what are we at for time? An hour.
I was thinking that went by.
Okay, so I appreciate the 57 minutes, the hour. You're rounding up. We have 3 minutes before we get to your mark. Yep. How many of those bumpers we got? We got shit ton.
Yeah.
Shit toad.
How many's that?
Damn shit, dude.
Damn shit, dude.
Yeah.
So was there any questions or topics that you guys wanted to bring up?
Yeah, we grilled you guys that whole podcast.
Yeah, no, I do want to ask a question.
Well, thanks for giving me time to think of a couple.
Yeah,
Dude,
no.
I'm glad that you're giving us the time.
Yeah. So what? How did SledSend start? And how did you guys all meet? Like, what is your story?
Yeah, so SledSend started. I have a background. I ran a marketing agency, and I've grown up snowmobiling, and I just kind of had the idea. Like I originally started with some print on demand for some merch and stuff. And so with my skill set with marketing and social media stuff, I was like, you know what? I really, really love I love snowmobiling. Why don't I just go ahead and start posting some photos and stuff of SledSend? And then so Jeff and I went to high school together. So I've known Jeff a really long time. And during the marketing agency time frame, Jeff and I were working together. So I was handling the marketing and sales and client support and stuff, and then Jeff was fulfilling all of the content. And so we were just working in the office one day, and he was like, dude, you should start a podcast talking about snowmobiling. And I was like, that could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Sure, I don't know. And then I turned around and dropped $4,000 on audio equipment.
Yeah.
And we just invited a couple of our buddies that we ride with. I mean, Cody Hoffbauer right there, he was episode 3, I think.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, the sub 10.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so it originally had started out like, the concept was like, let's grab some brewskis and our boys and just talk some shit about snowmobiling.
Yeah.
And that's where it started. And then by like episode 5, we started getting some attention, and then we were like, well,
We got a little scared.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't drink on.
We
the
didn't know what the
podcast
boundaries
unless it
were,
was-
you know.
Right.
Unless it was a
And that's what's
special
great is we get to
occasion.
define the boundaries.
Yeah, well, at the time we didn't know like how to not offend somebody or how to not step
Yep.
on toes. We didn't know how to make an appearance into the industry and not be jackasses, you know.
Well,
Right.
at that same
Well,
like literally
how to be
with-
professional jackasses.
Yeah,
maybe.
no, absolutely. You
and
learn as
literally-
you go.
Literally within those first couple episodes, Jeff was like, "We should drop an episode every single week." I was like, "All right, dope, let's do it." And then we started, and we we're like, "Oh, this is kind of a lot of work."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're season 4, every single Friday, October till May, and we haven't missed a day since. And it's one of the reasons why we're at where we're at is because of consistency. There's a lot of other awesome snowmobile podcasts out there in the industry, but nobody beats us on consistency. And so Kobe was friends with my cousin, and
He met me in a bad era of my life.
2020, I think.
It's okay to have those.
Yeah, we've all been there,
I
bud.
think it was 2020.
Yeah.
Caden
It was like fresh.
And-
It was college.
and Kobe and our other buddy Thomas Mabbitt, who was like episode 2, we went to Montana, which is where I grew up. So I went and rode with some friends that I went to school with and stuff over there. So that's where I met Kobe. And then
Which
Yeah,
what a gem.
No, at the time that he met
got
me,
a good one.
Huh?
I had hair down to here.
No way. We gotta pull
yeah.
a picture up of that.
Cut scene to that photo.
Yeah,
show
come
you.
on.
Cut scene.
Are
I'm
you
not doing this
I had
again.
serious?
hair down to here, dude. I'm just smoking left-handed cigarettes as fast as I can. This guy's like,
Yes.
we tripped all the way out to Montana, and I am just partying the whole way there.
Yeah.
And this guy is just like sick
is
and
this
tired
dude?
of me. Then I think he's seen me ride, and I don't know if he's seen something or what the hell he ever seen, but
and so
still don't
cool.
know what the hell he sees. But
and things just like progressed from there. Like we just made the dedication and the consistency, and things just kind of evolved from there to where it's at now. And I mean, pushing some merch and obviously the podcast is our biggest thing. But since day one, the biggest like North Star for us is this podcast and what we're doing and the voices that we can provide is for the sledding industry as a whole. And so my mindset is, I don't care what you ride. I don't care what your skill level is. I don't care what gear you wear. This whole thing is about getting on the mountain and snowmobiling.
Yeah.
And that is our North Star. And being involved in the industry and stuff, I've definitely become aware that, like it or not, there is some ego involved with some people. And there are individuals that can get 20, 30,000 followers on Instagram and it goes to their head a little bit. And if you're not at their skill level of riding, they won't give you the time of day. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
And so that's like our North Star is like, I don't care what you do, what you ride, what your skill level is. Like, this is for the sledding industry as a whole. And what's really cool about that is not only do I feel that way, but the entire SledSend team, the 5 of us, all collectively feel the same way.
Yeah.
And so Kobe was our first athlete, and then we added Shay. And last year, officially, we brought on Jose as our third athlete.
Jose's a ripper.
And
I don't
that's
remember what
also-
year it was, but I just remember like you came up to me and you were like, "Hey, we got this idea." And then I remember you guys were like throwing podcasts and stuff, and I'm a little farm boy. I come hopping in here, I'm like, these motherfuckers are talking business, and I'm looking at all these things, and I'm like,
You sounded like a hula hooper.
getting really like red in the face and stuff. And then afterwards, I don't even know when it was, but finally, like you asked me, you were like, "Hey, what do you think about like making this thing a team?" You know what I mean? And it was at the time, like you said, it was just you and Jeff. And,
Is that when you guys did the branding?
him and Jeff kind of came up with
No,
the
like
brand.
the
Oh yeah, I got a Yellowstone.
It's on your
brand.
ass, isn't it?
Yeah,
Jeff put it there.
Yeah.
yeah. No, basically.
That's the next
and
question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like at that time, I remember Tyler. This dude was like, he was snowmobiling, but he was like snowmobiling by himself,
Yeah, it was.
like going out by
No way.
himself. And I heard like I found that out, and I'm like, not accepted by me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you
I
want to
just
go?
didn't know
Sketchy.
anybody.
You invite
know?
me,
Yeah.
or you want to go? I'll invite you. And so then from
Yeah.
there on out, we just have rode every day since. And I don't know, I've been hanging
That's
out
cool.
with Jeff and the
And so
boys ever since. And
It's progressed pretty, rapidly. I mean, we've had some pretty awesome success with the podcast. And it's the biggest reason as to why we're at where we're at is because of the team. The 5 of us.
Takes an army, man.
We really needed help too. Like the 3 of us, I remember trying to do not that and Jeff and Tyler did way more than me, but just a little bit that I was like helping and chipping in. Is I'm like, these 2 I got to be on crack, because to set all this shit up, and edit and podcast, like it's like one thing to edit a reel for Instagram.
Yeah.
Like that's a 15-second,
Horse
30
shit,
15-second. No, it's a 15-second video. I'm saying.
Yeah.
That takes 2 hours to put together.
Well, it takes him 2 hours just to listen to the audio before he even gets to start editing.
Right. To put that
so
together.
I'm like, these guys are like on crack. I'm in. I'll help.
I'm in.
I want in.
So,
right. No, when you can surround yourself with people that are, willing to put in the work, I mean, that's the best thing you can do.
All 5 of us are, that North Star, that mission statement, like all 5 of us are bought in on it. And that's why, we're here. And then
That's cool.
the last piece that I'll add to this story is, this year we opened up the SledSend Team Rider program. And
I saw that. I like that.
That's cool.
And the basis of that is we're doing something that I feel, until somebody tells me different, that nobody else has done in the industry is, so we brought on originally, I capped it at 30 people. And so we've got people,
Limited.
We've got people from Alaska to New York, 2 girls in there as well. And again, with my logic of like, I don't care what your writing ability is, what your social media following. So we've got people at 12,000.
Shared passion.
We've got people at 12,000 followers.
So
we've got people at 100 followers. Yeah. And we do a weekly Zoom coaching call every single Tuesday.
All season
let
me
long.
Sit in on one of them.
And
With all 30?
Open. Yep.
Would love you guys honestly to coach one.
No shit.
Yep,
Yeah.
every single
Seriously.
Tuesday.
Coach one.
And so
Yeah, you guys like lead it.
As of right now,
You're gonna call me coach?
I'll tell you.
I'll call you whatever you want.
Put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach. I'm the coach.
I'm ready to play.
So what we did, we started off with, it's running just like the podcast. So October till May. And we created a community. It's a Slack channel. I don't know if you guys know what that is. So instead of doing like a Facebook group or whatever, it's just an app on your phone. You can see a timeline of everybody's posts. You can comment on it, whatever. So it's a sense of community, and a place of communication. And before we started the calls, I created a form, a goal form for people to fill out. So they went through and they filled out
Google form,
Jot form. So they went through and they filled out their personal goals, their business goals, their fitness goals, their sponsorship goals, content creation, and social media goals. And so I took all that information on the back end, and we're building out these calls around what their goals are.
That's great.
And each call is there to provide tactical information that they can apply immediately to get an ROI on. So each week we switch a topic, and then we bring in special guests pertaining to that topic. So one of our first special guests was First Form, Andy Frisilla, 75 Hard. You guys know who that is?
You got Andy Frisilla to come in on your damn...
Not Andy, but...
I've heard of 75 Hard.
Yeah, so my personal First Form coach, he came in and ran a call on nutrition and fitness. We've had Dustin Pancarry from Climb. Last week we had Trevor Erickson with DB and Inc.
Nice. Good dude.
Dog. Shout out to Trevor.
Yeah.
Trevor and his squad. Those guys are
They're
awesome.
good boys, man.
Trevor's tight.
Yeah,
They're
so
good boy.
Next week is our local Avalanche Center, Victor that runs that. He's going to come in and talk about Abby stuff. The week after that is Kyle Hustis.
Nice. Shout out to Kyle. Hell yeah.
Yep.
It's good, dude.
So,
Love that guy. Can't wait to rip with you, Kyle. I'm coming your way soon.
We've got
so deep there right now.
We've got a long list
His stories.
of special guests, and I would love to add you guys to that call.
I would too.
That'd be cool.
So we can keep in touch with you on that.
Yeah.
But
It's cool
so
just
that's
to jam too. You know,
Right.
we kind of jam for like 10 minutes before, 10 minutes.
Play
after.
guitar.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, really. I'm more of like a ukulele guy, but
Sick.
My son plays ukulele.
I'm just kidding.
But so that was something.
He's not.
I have a background in like coaching and entrepreneur business programs and stuff. I used to coach like a 2-day military style boot camp down in Austin, Texas.
Holy shit.
Where we would take guys through an obstacle course, like a military style obstacle course, and beat the shit out of them physically, break them down, and then build them back up mentally to become better men, better fathers, better husbands, better business owners. and create a sense of brotherhood with entrepreneurs.
That's what happened on the slopes today.
Yeah,
That's what we do. That's what we did today.
I definitely broke something down.
So
Yeah,
I have that background, and this summer I was like, how can I create that sense of brotherhood and apply that to something I love more than anything else in the world, which is the snowmobile industry. And so that's what we've been doing the last couple months, and it's created another branch of obviously income for SledSend, and sky's the limit. We're just going to keep pushing, going from there.
That is very cool.
That was a really, really, really long answer to your question.
Yeah, but no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. Like that's awesome.
Appreciate it.
It's sick.
You guys are putting in some fucking
It's a
work.
lot, but like I said, you always got to look at like supporters. It's just like you guys doing a giveaway ride event.
It's a lot.
These
Anything
6
worth
guys-
doing is a lot.
Yeah, it's not like these 6 guys are the biggest riders in the industry, but it's like they're sure as hell the biggest riders in the industry this weekend. Like right now.
I always tell myself I'm the best rider
Same
on
thing
the
with you
hills.
and Brett. You didn't know who
Yeah.
he was, but he was your best friend then. Like right now, these are our riders for the weekend. You know what I mean?
Tell you about my best friend.
Yeah.
He's my one.
That's cool.
my
That these
goodness,
guys got
boy.
in on that. I mean, what an opportunity. Like the 18-year-olds. Like
From Connecticut.
I was just talking about it in the truck here. Like imagine being 18 and having this.
I
during
would have
this.
killed
Like,
to do something like this
Oh
at 18.
my God. Like
That would have been a
Seriously.
smart decision to kill for this.
Well, you never know. It might have been. Might have been a good like
Back then,
sponsor.
been
decision.
young
and
I don't know.
dumb.
At 18,
I know these are good. They're good kids. Yeah. So cool.
It is.
Never been on a mountain sled. Never rode in the mountains.
I don't
And
think
then
from
they've
the
been
East
out
Coast.
west.
Oh, Idaho.
So cool.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, cool. Any other?
No, that was my
Wrap this
question
thing
for you.
up.
I mean, I got a
Here
great
to
question,
sled.
but
He's got-
I always
Chet's
hate
got
when
a
people ask
question.
me questions that like you should have thought about this one before that.
Let him have it. What do you got?
So, if looking into the future, what drives you guys to continue to push? And I guess this is now an easy question because you touched on a lot of those
Yeah,
things
you just
naturally as you
explained it.
were. So, I mean, what are you most excited about for what you're doing right now, the
future
potentials
of
it has
SledSend.
within the future?
Yeah, so our main focus is to continue to push the sense of community within the sledding industry.
Bam!
Yeah.
Bam!
I love that.
Love that.
I mean, that's
what it is.
That's our North Star, and so like that's what, again, the 5 of us, like that's what we are most concerned about, and wherever that takes us, great. Like, I don't know where that's gonna go, but that's our North Star, and that's where we're headed.
In some instances too, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it doesn't take much. Like there's a lot that goes into all of this, and some guys, all it takes sometimes just to share a goddamn conversation, to be able to align, interests and be in the same place at the same time and realize like, damn, you are nothing like I thought you were. Like, my bad.
My bad.
And that's the reality of it. You guys get on the side, and the best place to do that is within this environment, the one that you all first started with. We've all put in the effort, and we've all put in, all for the right reasons in almost every case. So even you reference, the instances of like, oh, there's people that, we just don't mess around with. And it's like, well, maybe you guys just need to like go riding together, and I think that a lot gets cleared up with that, snowmobiling, being out with people on the mountain. I mean, it's almost therapeutic.
It really is. Yeah,
I'm ready for another session, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow.
I'm stoked.
It's gonna be sick.
So that's great because you create instances. You're developing instances where not only you can learn more about people, but other people can learn more about them. And then hosting events and stuff like this, putting this all together, it presents that opportunity to do that again. In a way more personable stage. And it only takes one person, to then talk about 2 people, and then and it all starts making sense. We all start getting aligned real quickly.
Yeah.
So.
One of my biggest things is I love it, with the SledSend thing that's came is I've gotten quite a bit of riders that I used to ride with that now they don't want to ride with me, and I'm like, what for? Well, we can't do what you can do, and that is like one of my biggest pet peeves. And I tell these guys like, I don't care who it is. If they want to ride with us, they're going to ride with us. Like the biggest thing in my industry, or that to me in this industry, is that if I can give back to the kids that were like me, that all they wanted to do was be the big guy, but like they couldn't, because they're smaller, they can't control the sled yet. But it's like,
they don't have the knowledge.
if you turn them away just because they're not that good yet, it's like, that is not what it's about, dude. Snowmobiling to me is like progression watching somebody younger being able to like do something they never thought they could do, and they light up because they're up there with these big guys, you know, and they're doing the cool shit on the mountain. That's kind of where like I love the SledSend because it's not necessarily publicity, but like we get to express a story with multiple people and lots of younger riders.
Yeah, and evolve the
that's
next
one of my
generation
favorite things. Is I just want to get more
people
young guys into it, you know, because a lot of them get the stigma of, oh, I'm not good, or I can't afford it, or I don't have anybody to ride with. You know, and I just hate that. I hate having the thought of that in my head, so I don't want it in anybody else's.
They've got that little dwindling flame, and it's a pitiful little flame.
Yeah, I want to just throw some gas on that motherfucker.
Yeah, hey, throw some race fuel on that.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah, fire that sucker up.
That's what I want to do, and
that's
it's
very cool.
Because SledSend like allows me to reach out to different people, you know, and it's not like just some random ass dude from the mountain trying to tell you something or talk to you.
Who's this long-haired hippie guy over here talking to me?
Exactly.
He smells funny.
Exactly.
Yeah. So no, that's what it's all about, man. But you know what? Took a lot of hard work to be able to do that. So, but that's where we're at.
And that's what I want to hold on to.
We have to take advantage of the. You know, that's one of my biggest fears is not taking. You know, not bringing this company to its fullest potential.
Yep.
You know, because I will do whatever it takes to do that. Because there is, when you really dive in, you see the light. You know, it gets closer and closer every day. You know, it's still a long ways away.
It is.
But it's cool because it's there, and you can work towards it. You just got to keep pushing. So, I mean, we are making a difference. You know, collectively.
Yeah.
You know, you look at
each and every one of us.
You look at who
we're making some history in the sledding industry.
Yeah,
for sure. I love it.
The people who truly shape this industry, like it's the guys that we deal with. It's the guys that like come together and do stuff like this. Like the OEMs, you guys do a great job. Don't get me wrong. Shout out.
They do.
Except for you, Textron or whatever.
But at the end of the day, they also like
pull it together.
They'll also dump it right on your head, you know?
Yeah.
Like not necessarily like a company. Like, I don't know. You guys have just always been pretty solid with everything through and through.
Yeah.
Well, that's corporate.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
True.
Corporate's tough.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't know actually, but
me neither. I don't want to know, to be honest with you.
I worked for a while.
You like it?
Someone's ripping on the sled.
We got sled necks going downstairs. The boys are juicing them up.
M&M's, anyone?
Right.
I'm trying to quit.
Toss one over. You're gonna break a tooth.
Do it.
Go high. Oh, way too low.
Went low.
Nope, I ain't very good at this. I'm gonna stick to
one more try. All right.
Well, cool. I mean, if you guys have any parting wise words or anything, we can wrap this episode up.
I'm excited for the next one.
I am. Yeah.
I welcome other people to put in, you know, similar efforts, and you can do it too. You know,
I hope
cool.
I hope everybody, like all the followers, see this and like realize that the Backwood event is something you definitely want to be a part of. It's not just like a big wig blown out of the proportion thing, because all of them even said they get the Thumb Warriors in the comments like, it's rigged, you know, all this stuff's rigged. And he sent this one person a link to the live video of him, Jaden, and Ponter like picking the winners, complete random. It's on a screen, you know what I mean? So it's like,
haters are gonna hate. You're always gonna have that.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to get in on this. I think it's an incredible thing. Like you said, could you imagine being 18 years old and winning the Backwoods Ride?
I mean,
giveaway ride.
Whatever age you are.
Yeah.
Like when we first, you know, we met Friday night, introduced ourselves to everybody, and it's like, you know, one guy's like, man, all the guys I watch on Instagram, and like, I'm here riding with them. Like, this is so cool. And it's just like, wow, like that was me.
Yeah.
Once, you know, like,
it's a surreal moment, you know, and you got to look
cool.
back at what it meant to you, because that's what it's meaning to somebody else right now.
Yeah, it's huge. And we want to keep doing it. And we want to do it bigger and badder. And
hell yeah.
Get ready for this next one.
Yeah, you know.
I'm scared about it.
Maybe do a couple of them a winter, you know, like.
Honestly, would love it. Would love it.
Early season, spring. Something.
Yep. We can do like a spring fest ride or something like that.
Yeah. But
I want to thank you guys for jumping on board, for hanging out, for being like two of the most legit dudes to ride with. Loved it.
Yep.
Love the podcast.
Let's wrap this motherfucker up.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked for tomorrow.
Thank you for being a part of this event. Thank you for jumping on the podcast, and thank you for being huge supporters of our brand and what we're doing. So we really, really appreciate it.
Yeah. No, you're very welcome.
So,
we're glad to help guys like you.
Yep.
Cheers, boys.
So,
air cheers.
Air cheers. Cheers.
I'll pass it on. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Appreciate it. I don't think we need a question, or do you think we do? I think that
What's
was
your
pretty-
question?
that was
Don't
pretty
you guys
good.
like ask a question?
Yeah,
so
don't cut
we-
me short.
we- okay.
Usually one of you guys.
Do you do
So-
the
Oh, I
questions
fucked
at
this
the
up
end
before.
and stuff?
Yeah, so we have our guests ask the listeners and viewers a question, and then we cut it for TikTok or whatever. So
Oh yeah.
is there something that you guys want to ask the listeners and viewers? Could be about bumpers, it could
Yeah,
be
I
about
fucked this
McCall,
up bad
it could
last
be
time.
about gear, it could be about anything. Is there something that you guys can think of?
On a hot drop. Really puts you on the spot. I know.
No,
No, I just got a lot of thoughts. Like
I hate
just
trying to think of one though.
Reel it all in.
I mean, I'd like. What do you think the industry is missing right now?
Yeah, that was pretty much what I was gonna say.
What do you guys think the sledding industry is missing right now?
We'll do
I love
it.
What does the industry need? Like,
Yeah.
Because that's another like straight up reality. Like our riders, we can't tell them enough. Like I think people underestimate how much potential they have to actually influence us. Like we're trying to do what's best for the industry, what's best for our riders. Like, and I think we do a damn good job processing what we think is best. But when we get live feedback and which goes down to the numbers, like if 100 people say one thing and 50 say the other, like, well, we're going to have to do, somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
So I think being able to see what is the industry missing in your mind right now? I think it'd be good to know.
Yeah.
Hell
Let
of a
us
question.
know in the comments below.
yeah.
Appreciate it. Cool. Well,
Right now, it definitely ain't bumpers.
No, we got those.
One last ask for you guys after this episode is for the two of you to sign our SledSend banner back here. There's a couple Sharpies back there. If you
Yeah, all the
on
good
it.
spots got taken, it looks
That'd
like.
be on.
I'm by the big D.
Oh, cool. We'll
Oh, good. Great.
Stay away from that B.
we'll wrap this
D.
episode up. Again, thank you boys for jumping on. SledSend listeners, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you got something out of this episode because this is one of the best that we've ever done. So I appreciate you guys being here.
Thanks for tuning in.
Heck
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Thank you, guys.
Mic drop.
Good shit, dude. That was probably our best episode.
Oh, stop it.
Don't want to get emotional. I can't. Every time I get on the fucking podcast and Tyler hits me with houses or somebody's like the evolution or the story of fucking SledSend, I'm like, it just makes me tear up, dude. Because if you're not this passionate about it, then I probably still wouldn't have the seat that I got.
Right. As soon as I realized that I didn't have to bullshit people, and I could just speak from the heart, that's when it all just started to I could talk about it and it would be easy.
Exactly.
So
Surround yourself with people that love the same sport, and conversation will come very easy.
I'm so natural.
Get by that big D. Where am I at? Where am I at? I don't even remember the heck I signed. It's probably the worst handwriting wherever that's at.
signed? Oh, right there.
Mad Dog number 2.
Oh yeah, there I am, right on top of the big D, baby.